Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of January tarot oracle reading. This is a timely reading, meaning that you will see it at the perfect time. If it's in the future from when it was posted, you might want to look back at when it was posted so that you can tell what was happening then for you, and it may give you more insight. Aries, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not in Aries, we still all have a little bit of Aries in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Aries in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I already did shuffle and wash the cards, but I'm just giving them a quick shuffle and cut before we begin again. And I've got my partner here now, Stella. She's on my lap. Are you here for the reading? Good girl. Okay, your job is to purr. So lay down and purr. She always has to be here for the readings, no matter what I feed her, do everything for her. Somehow she always knows she can be sound asleep in the other room and she comes flying in here. So, okay, this is the energy. The Four of Pentacles is the underlying energy for the entire reading at the bottom of the deck. And this is saying that, you know, this is actually talking about health, wealth, and happiness. That's what the pentacle represents. Having said that, this energy is about making money. So this is saying you do have a strong foundation for your finances on planet Earth here. Having said that, if you're these two coins represent playing it small, like it's a strong foundation, but playing it really safe so that you don't take any risks with your money. And then this is talking about actually going after your heart's desires, and the top is your crown and glory. So sometimes this card means that you've been playing small and you need to, you know, step it up for yourself. So if you want more, you're going to have to take a little bit more risk. And then we have, okay, the Two of Pentacles coming in. So this is interesting. This is the underlying energy for the bottom part of my reading here. And this is talking about the internal boundaries, your internal forces. And I guess how you feel about money basically is what it is. So sometimes when we're young, you know, when we're growing up, we are taught about money and we're told money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard for money. You can't risk your money, or, you know, you might have come from a family of gamblers where they don't know how not to risk their money. So all of these things are really imprinted on us when we're young. In particular, our subconscious mind is developed between when we're born and 6 or 7. So this is imprinted on us, and it's our subconscious mind, but they're not really our thoughts. They're the thoughts of the people who are in charge of our caregiving. You know, money doesn't grow on trees, that kind of, you have to work hard for money, that kind of energy. You can work smart for energy too, but maybe your parents didn't realize that because they were always taught you have to work hard for it. So this is the energy I'm picking up. So apparently this Aries energy today is regarding money. Now I'm doing this reading. I think that this will come out on the 28th or 29th of December. So, and the full moon is on January 3rd. And Aries, this full moon is going to affect you more than some of the other signs because the energy of Aries is ruled by Mars, and Venus and the sun are all together. They call it conjunct. It means that they're all with each other and amplifying each other's energy. So, you know, the Aries energy, the Mars energy is very aggressive, and the sun energy is very happy. And then the Venus energy is all about love, that kind of energy. You may have heard of the book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. That's basically saying that, you know, Mars and Venus are together with the sun, and they are in the sign of Capricorn, which is the sign that we're in right now. And the moon on January 3rd is in Cancer. And so that the Cancer is ruled by the moon. And if you think about the stage of life that Cancer energy is, think about young adolescent girls that are just starting their cycle. And they're very hormonal, and their energy is very up and down. And then amplify that. And you are exactly opposing that energy. So this is, watch your aggression. That's the main thing that I was getting for the Aries sign. Aries is the newborn coming in, and the energy is very rammy. It's a sheep with big horns, because babies come in head first. And in the first year of life, babies learn, look how helpless they are, and then they learn to walk. And by the time they're, talk and sit up and crawl, all those stages that a baby goes through. And so this is kind of saying, you may feel a little bit helpless or something at this time, and that might bring your aggression out. I was getting that download this morning for the Aries, and I decided, okay, I'm going to do a reading on the full moon. Okay, so the first card out is the Magician. So this is very appropriate, because when the Fool in the Major Arcana starts their cycle and their beginning of the next cycle, the first card that they come across is the Magician. So the Magician is saying that, just as I said, you as above, so below. So when you're born, you are programmed basically by God to go through different stages. By the time you're a year and a half old, you generally go through those stages. You learn to sit up, you learn to babble, then you start talking, you learn to crawl, then you start learning how to stand, and then you start learning how to walk and feed yourself and all these things. And if you think about it, it's incredible what you learn in 1 year. So this is all nature. This is like natural for you to do so. But babies are not like baby deer, like or a horse or cattle. Like they are not standing on their feet and mobile, within hours of birth. It takes like a year. So this is important for you to recognize that your mind and your brain are developing for a year after coming out of the womb, basically. And so in a big way. And so when the subconscious mind, what happens to you during that time is heavily imprinted on you. So that has a real strong energy on how you view money. If that's, how you were raised to view money, that's coming up really big for you. But you have all the tools that you need. And this is talking about being able to move forward with all the tools you have, and being able to take what God gave you from above, just your natural ability to be able to move forward, and be really very certain about it, like very determined is the word. Some people would say that Aries are very stubborn, but I'm saying determined. So Queen of Wands is the energy that's coming in. So this is a fire sign. Aries is about fire also. The Queen of Wands is considered the most sexy of all the queens. She's a natural beauty. She follows God closely. She follows her intuition and also her logic to be able to be in an energy of being able to find creative solutions to her problems. Her nature is naturally sunny, just like a baby. And she has the wand that she has it's made of wood and from the tree. And so the ancestors are the roots, and the offshoots are the descendants. So this may have be affecting, I keep getting this family energy for you, Aries. And like being emotional about family with this full moon coming in. Whoops, I have my deck upside down. I apologize. I don't take cards upside down, so I was wondering what was going on here. Stella, you're in the way a bit. So the Ace of Wands is about passion, and this is about a gift from the divine, a discovery, a passion for new discovery, basically. So this is exactly, because Aries, you're a fire sign, and this is saying that, that the natural ability that you have to be able to learn to, be walking by the time you're 1 and talking is the same ability that you have here. It's no different. Having said that, if you were raised in a family that didn't think about creative solutions when it comes to money, and that you have to just do it logically and not be able to be in a position of using your intuition also, then the creative solutions don't come as easily. But this is saying you were born to have a strong foundation. This is talking about multitasking and having to juggle money a lot. That's the energy I'm getting. So you might be in that energy right now where there's never enough money. A lot of families are feeling that, and especially at Christmas. So this is about juggling the pentacle, but the pentacle isn't just about money. It's about abundance. And so this is about making sure that if you're juggling, it's health, wealth, and happiness on the planet Earth. Everything you manifest on Earth. So this is saying, juggle your options, but don't juggle your morals doing it. And also, if you get to multitasking too much, then what happens is you can end up having more quantity than quality, and then you'll have to go back and repeat it, and that's going to cause you more work. So it's kind of, the Aries energy is about being and doing. You're here now on the planet. Are you just going to be, or are you going to do? And so there's that balance between being and doing. You are enough. And look, it says here that you have 9 pentacles coming to you. And so this 9 pentacles, this is if you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla, he said, if you knew the beauty of the 369, you would have the key to the universe. And this is talking about this ratio. She's got her hand on 6 of the pentacles here, and then she has 3 behind her. So she knows, she's learned that she has to keep 6 pentacles for herself of the 9. And then she can play with the other 3, and she can give it to other people, invest in other people, in her family, her friends, whatever. She can put it into investments, that kind of energy. She can, give it to charity, but she always keeps her hand on the 6, because she knows that if she runs out of money here and of abundance in all ways, and her time and energy, is that's basically what she's got her hand on, is saying knowing when and what to invest in, and how much to give of yourself, and how much to take from others, and how much to pay other people, and that kind of energy. And so when you keep this ratio, you're going to have a lot more power, and you're not going to be in a place where you're always having to kind of juggle, That's the energy I'm picking up. So this is really good advice for all of us. And she has a falcon here, and the falcon represents her ability to see into the future and to be able to intuit it, like the Queen of Wands. Yes, and then there's victory. So, whatever you're working on, it feels like you will have victory in it. It's this passion for new discovery is a new way of looking at money. That's how I feel. Abundance and money, because they'll say, time is money, and it is, because you only have so much time in a day, and you have to wisely invest that. And if you give too much of your time away, then you're not going to have enough for yourself, and you're not going to be in this ratio. So this is someone who has learned, because Aries has a bit of a temper, quite a bit of a temper, and this is kind of an energy of learning as you mature to rein your emotions in, so that you can be victorious, and then you become like a really awesome leader. And that's the energy there. When you think about a baby coming in, being born, they come in head first. And that's kind of the energy that Aries adopts in everything, head first. So can be very impulsive, and you need to learn to rein that back in, and learn to when to say yes and when to say no. And it's particularly hard for an Aries to be in that position where they say no to people. And then we have, whoops, I want to make sure I'm good. What happened to my deck here? Oh, here it is. Okay, so yeah, the High Priestess is coming in and saying, The high priestess is sitting on her throne, and she sits next to God. So she's the second card that comes in. So this is saying you have all the tools that you need, and she's saying you have to use your intuition, and she always follows the cycles of the moon to be able to use her intuition. She understands that the new moon is to that's when to really start a project or move forward with what you've learned after you release what no longer serves you at the full moon. So the full moon is on January 3rd, and it's in Cancer, as I said, and it's going to be emotional, and it's in Capricorn, and that's exactly opposite Cancer on the horoscope wheel. So any planet that's ruled by Mars is going to feel it more than the other planets, and it's already emotional as it is. So just be aware of that, and learn to rein in your emotions and use your intuition, and you'll be good. And then we have here. This is all, okay, Temperance is actually representing Sagittarius energy, but Sagittarius is also, we have a lot of this fire energy here. And Sagittarius is not known for being the most patient of all the signs. And so for them, temperance is something that they have to really work at. And this is true of all the fire signs. Sagittarius likes adventure and going, doing things in the new, just like Aries does, but they like to travel far and wide, and they like knowledge for the sake of it. And so quite often this energy can be very impatient if it feels cooped up. And with that fire energy being cooped up in the watery sign of Cancer, and we generally do feel that full moon for 3 days before and after it comes in more intensely. And this is also the new year and a new cycle, because we're moving from 2025, and 2 + 2 + 5 is 9. So that's it's actually a decade-long cycle that we've been in, and it's coming to an end. And at 2026, it's 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. Break that down, 1 + 0 is 1. And we have like the beginning of a new cycle that will last a decade long. So this energy is new. It's perfect for you, Aries. Just watch your temper and make sure you're not making impulsive decisions during this time, because the emotions will be running high. And then we have, okay, I'm just going to go through this. Okay, so this is saying this is your identity, your self-image at this time. And this is saying you feel like you have the tools you need, and you feel like you have the abilities you need. The abundance is talking about being the Queen of Wands, like being able to make shift happen and being in a positive attitude. Like the Queen of Wands follows the sun. And you know how the suns turn to, or the sunflowers, they turn to follow the sun. This is saying that she uses her intuition to follow God's path. So she stays on God's path. And then because of that, then the passion for new is coming in your communication from your early life. That's what I was picking up. I feel like you need to maybe re-educate yourself about money and the way you were taught about how, for some of you, for how money works, and really start educate yourself. That's what this is saying. I feel like maybe you've been telling yourself that, because when you play it safe all the time, I mean, these days a lot of people need to do that. So I'm not suggesting, you could consult with an expert. It would be the best idea, or take a course is what I'm getting. There's a lot of courses on YouTube, that could really empower you about how money really works. And then this is about your having a strong emotional foundation to be able to invest in yourself first. The best investment is in you. And I'm just really getting that. If you took some courses, went and spoke to an expert about your finances, you may have the ability to get kind of out of this energy and more into this energy. And there's only 10 pentacles in the tarot deck. And 9 is, you're doing pretty good if you've got 9. So this is saying you have this ability, and this is about reining in your emotions to be a good leader. And then if it's I feel like when you do that, you'll set a really good example for the rest of your family. And maybe it'll empower everybody, you know, up and down the bloodline to be able to be more in this energy than in this energy. And then this is your health, your daily routines, and your habits. So this is about when you use this, it's going to improve your lifestyle, basically. And I do feel that it will also improve, you know, your siblings, you know, everybody. They'll start going, hey, you're different now. What are you doing differently? And so 2026, January 3rd, you know, is that moon. I'm not saying that it will be smooth going all the time, because it's emotional, and it's very, you notice the roller coaster here. Water, rough water like that represents emotions in tarot. And so, you know, you don't want your emotions to gain momentum and then end up and lose patience, and then it all kind of falls apart kind of energy. And so the external forces are talking about this is what you can control. You can control your attitude. You can control your temper. You know, you can control your emotions and then become a strong leader. And the hangman and the sun is in with Mars and Venus, right, in the Capricorn energy. And the sun is also a fire sign. And so this is talking about being a leader. Like Leo energy is about leadership. So the hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge. And you know how I said this is like a tree, the wand is like a tree. So you're hanging from the tree of knowledge. This represents the ancestors and the descendants I'm getting. But this is looking at things from a new perspective. That's why he's hanging upside down. Then when he has this energy and this enlightenment, that's when he comes down from the tree and takes action. So it's just confirming what I said. It's about balance, right? And then, okay, here we have it again. The Pentacles, what it's saying is the Six of Pentacles represents planting seeds to harvest in the future. And this is giving money to this one, but not to this one. This beggar has something in their pocket already. So this person has enough to go to work and be on their own, and this one doesn't. And this person recognizes it. They've learned discernment. So they have like the scale of justice above here, and they're not giving their coin or their money or their energy to this person. They're giving it to this one that really needs it. And do you notice there's 6 here? Do you see that? So that's just confirming that. So the external forces that come to you that are wanting your time, your energy, your money, your abundance, make sure that you are very discerning about that. Yeah, otherwise you end up like the wounded warrior. You know? This is talking like about, there's 9 here. And I'm getting in the last cycle up to like 2025. This is the 9 cycle that's ending. In the past, you've ended up feeling like this a lot of the time because you're trying to please everybody around you instead of just commanding yourself. And it's left you worn out. And you need to put yourself first so that you are able to give to other people. And then, this energy, she's sitting here, and this represents having a closed mind or feeling like there's only 2 choices. You either do it this way or that way. You know, that kind of energy. And so if you look at this figure, she is sitting here and her feet are turned out. In body language talk, that means like she's leaking energy. So something is draining her energy. And I feel it's the people around you that don't necessarily, where is that card now? Here, sorry, that don't necessarily, like they could do it on their own, but they come to you because it's easier for them, but it's harder for you. Do you understand? So, and look at the new moon here. So maybe before Christmas, I'm just getting, there could have been people asking if you could lend them money, that kind of energy. You have to learn to say no and yes and no when needed, and you have to use your intuition to do that and put yourself first. Keep hearing that from you. is you need to invest in yourself first. And here we have the energy of, look at that. Here's like 10 wands in 2026 coming in, right? All this energy. And these are wands, the seeds that you've planted, and the seeds that others have planted, and the actions of others, and this energy here. So this is the 9 and this is the 10. And this is saying some of these wands you've planted, and this is your harvest. And it's heavy with fruit, and it's taking you a lot of work to get there, but you're almost home. Don't quit now. Whatever it is you've been working on, don't quit now. Keep going. You're so close. You can't see it because you're tired. You're like in this energy is what I'm getting. And so this is about putting down burdens that do not belong to you. So if you've been carrying, I just keep getting this energy of carrying family burdens. You need to let people be responsible for their own shift, and you need to look after you and your family first, and then you will have enough to invest in others that are willing to put the work in themselves. That's the energy I'm picking up. And then, you know what happens if a baby doesn't, do you ever see a baby that, unless they're sick or something, but a baby, when they get determined to get up and walk, they just do it. It's that kind of energy. And God is saying that every child has that gift, that drive within them, that instinct, except there might be some exceptions to that when a baby is born and it has physical issues, but they still have that drive. And that's what this is saying. And look, this is going to be a whole new journey for you if you adopt this change, this passion for a new discovery, and understanding that you need to invest in yourself first on your journey. It's going to be, 2026 is going to be a very good year for you, as long as you do that, you put that energy in you. And the full moon is probably, maybe you're going to be tested, and emotions will be running high. But you're going to have to adopt this energy if you want to move forward and have this instead of this. I mean, look at this and look at this energy here. Like, look at that. Having to juggle money month to month, paycheck by paycheck, playing it safe, not being able to invest in yourself, in your own authentic desires, never reaching the potential that you were born to reach, not reaching your crown, or this. It's pretty self-explanatory. And it's really good for all. It's super good advice for all of us. Thank you, Aries. And I feel like the Cancer moon will actually amplify this energy and point it out to a lot of people on both sides of this. I'm going to clarify this with my oracle. I'm just tuning into that now, and I'm just going to shuffle. I've already shuffled these cards too, but I just want to tune them in now to this energy. If you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment. It really does empower me to build my channel. And I'm using Tales from the Vector, which is my oracle. I haven't quite completed it yet. I began it in 2007. I'm an artist. I did 64 paintings. And I have a website up with them in the gallery. It's at talesfromthevector.com, TAILS. So after this reading, if you want to check it out, the numbers of the paintings in the gallery will be on these cards. And in the description box below, I will put them in the order that they appear. So if you want to take a look at that, you can do so. Okay, let's see here. The oracle is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light, and there's some really big dragon paintings. I didn't know anything about dragons when I started in 2007, or anything about that energy. So it's been a lot of fun for me and a big learning curve. I put a lot of energy into it. I'm writing up the booklet now, and then I'll be able to bring the deck out. Okay, usually my cards, something jumps out here. So what's going to come out? What card? Oh, there we have it. The Hierophant. Okay. You have to become the Hierophant when it comes to your finances. That's the energy coming in. So this is talking about traditional structure. The Hierophant brings, like the magician, what's above, down below. But this is about having the judgment and the authority to decide who gets what, when, that kind of energy, and being fair about it. And so this is basically saying again, you know, don't sell yourself short. Actually, make sure that you are like the Hierophant, and you use your really good judgment about money. And then we have at the bottom, to identify the internal forces, the what ifs of life. What if I do this? What if I don't? Attitude. So this is talking about, having a really strong attitude can take you everywhere. And this passion for new discovery, I feel, is, the energy talks about wishing for something. The problem with wishing, you can wish on the star, but you can't just rely on the star to bring it down to earth for you. You're going to have to put the work in and have a good attitude. And then we have the Hermit. So this is talking about going inward. Sometimes there's a dark night of the soul. So I feel like maybe in 2025 or in the recent years, this has really been an issue for some of the Aries energy. And I mean, we all have a little bit of Aries in us, right? Knowing that we're given too much of ourselves, and we need to invest in ourselves first. And sometimes we just don't do it, and it's understandable if you have young children, always, they have so many needs and having to cater to them. But the energy is talking about eventually you'll run out of energy if you don't look after yourself first. So the Hermit goes up to the top of the mountain to ask God, okay, what should I do here? And when they get the enlightenment, they come back down from the mountain and they implement that advice from God. And then we have the Battle Star. So this is about having the courage to be able to deal with outside forces. Outside forces, it's not like these are evil people or anything like that. It's generally people you really care about and you want to please. But if you please them at your own expense, you're going to run out of energy. And that's what the solar plexus chakra is, kind of that gateway between your heart and the fears and the energy in your base chakra and your lower, what if we don't have enough money? What if we what if we can't afford the rent? Like that. The solar plexus is saying, breathe, breathe through it. Make sure you breathe. This is the Magician. So the Magician is an energetic upgrade, and that's right here. The universe is telling you this is exactly what you need to do. Invest in yourself first. It's being very clear. And then one of the karmic spaces is intent. So, the people around you and you yourself could have really good intentions when you, overinvest in them. But, if you overinvest in someone and they're not investing in themselves and they're just wasting the money, then what good is it doing? You're just enabling someone to behave in an irresponsible manner. Like if you give money to this person when they're capable of working, how are they going to learn what they need to do to work, to be self-sufficient? So the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So remember that. And the people around you that are asking for money or whatever, they might have good intentions too, but really, it boils down to get on the saddle and lead yourself kind of energy. And the Aquarius energy. So the Aquarius energy is, we moved from Pisces into Aquarius in 2020-ish. And so this was the age of Aquarius. The hippies in the 60s made it seem like it was going to be all love and like Venus, but it's actually more about intellect, and it's about experimentation and observation. So this is really good energy to get into now. We've been in the age of Aquarius for a little bit of time now, but we're still babies in it. So we all are having to learn this, that we need to let go of the old way of where you stay in the situation no matter what and you fix it. This is more energy of, okay, let's experiment, just a small experiment to see if we do this, does it make the situation better? And if it does, then do more of that. And if it doesn't, then experiment in another way. Okay, what if we do this that way? So that's more the Aquarius energy and moving into this new. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is a 10. It's about, this is talking about Your destiny is changing, and it's time for you. This energy is going to be really strong for you, Aries. Really love this reading for you. And then we have the Trauma Queen. Okay, so this is, life's a slice, but hold the drama. I feel like you might have a lot of dramatic family members, and like it's that kind of energy, the Cancer energy, and the moon's in this full moon is in Cancer. It represents the crab, and the crab likes to stay home, so much so that they actually carry their home on their back, so they never actually leave it. That kind of energy. But if you catch a bunch of crabs and they're in a bucket and they're going to be dinner that night, if one of the crabs tries to escape, the other crabs will drag it back down into the pail instead of following it out and, making a line. Like I've seen that old game, The Barrel of Monkeys, where they hooked on and you could grab each other out. They pull each other down, and that's the energy that this is talking about. So we have the Hangman. So this is about, again, like the Hermit energy. This is the external forces. And this is talking about mother's worry. So yeah, you might have children that are older or younger. You might have a mother that worries, whatever. Mothers are taught to worry. It's like a badge of honor that I worry more than you do. And, but you may have noticed when you're laying at night and you're wondering what the EF happened. The external forces came in and they rocked your boundaries and made you give up a part of yourself or a part of something that you didn't want to. And now you're the one who's stuck. And if you do that over and over again because you're worried, it's not going to improve the situation. You may have noticed that. And so instead of getting caught up in the what if, what you want to do is recognize that a mother who really can see a bright future for her children is going to do more for her children that way than anyone could, because the bond is so tight. Because if a mother can't see a strong future for her child, who's going to? And then we have the guiding star. And so this is in commitment, marriage, and partnership house. And this is in the house of transformation. So this is talking about you need to use your logic more, your intuition more, and combine it with your logic for you to be able to get into this energy. And then we have the Lovers here. So it may be, partners. You may be single. You may have a family already, whatever. The Lovers card traditionally was, in the beginning, was about choices and who we choose to be around and be with. But in particular, our partners. So it's kind of talking about making sure, like this is about higher learning. So, you might have to educate the people around you. And, that can just be through your actions, right? And then all of a sudden they'll notice, hey, we have more money to do more things. It's way better. And hey, if you're a mom's in a way better mood all the time. That's because you've invested in yourself. And then the need to be right. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of energy when this is about your career, your reputation, your public image. So the people around you that you have been giving to, they're not going to like the new energy. And they're going to have a need, to be right about it. And so you have to be recognize that you don't need to be right here. You need to look after, you need to invest in yourself, and let them be right if they think that they're right if they are. So they might be angry because you won't give them the money that you used to give them, that kind of energy. But what you need to do is recognize if you want to be happy, then you don't need to be right. Let them be right. But don't give them the money. Surrender. There we go. So this is an energy. I feel like when you are healing this energy, you're laying the burdens down that don't belong to you. You are gifting everybody up and down the family line, and I can just literally hear your ascendants on the other side, your ancestors, just clapping, yay, because this needs to be done. It's like a family dynamic I'm getting from your first family. And then we have the Hangman again saying, you need to not take action. And this is coming up like again, right? So you need to not take action with any external forces until you've gone inward and you balance it against your, how is this going to affect me, my family, and my ability to be able to look after myself. Do I have enough to give away here? And is it going to be beneficial for that person? Really look at the intention. Awesome reading. I love this. Thank you so much, Aries, for all your brilliant information we've had here today. If you have enjoyed this reading, please do like and comment, and consider subscribing to the channel if you resonate. So this will be out in the next day or two, and I will be back then with a mid-month reading for you. Bye for now.